the only country capable of building the world's highest bridge, one after another. The deck of this bridge is 625 meters above the water surface. If we place it in Beijing, Guangzhou, or Shanghai, this is how it will look. When taking the pylons into account, this bridge even rivals the tallest man-made building on Earth. At such imposing heights, a free-falling object will take 11 seconds before it finally hits the ground. This is the Huajiang Canyon Bridge in Guizhou. It is commissioned on the 28th of September 2025. Why did we build a bridge at such heights? And how did we complete the construction in less than 4 years? Welcome to the Institute for Planets, new explorations of the works of nature. What you are seeing now is the highway network of Guizhou, nothing special at first sight. But take note, it spreads out on a land of chasms. There are 1.258 million mountain peaks, and 92.5% of the land mass is occupied by mountainous and hilly terrain. Among them, 8 major rivers and their tributaries together carve deep valleys. So, in order to build the TED Lozhi-Anlong Highway connecting Youzhi Special District in Liupanshui with Xinlong County in Yuxinan, it must traverse a perilous crossing of the Peipan River, the Huajiang Canyon. To achieve that, there were 2 options of comparable costs. One option allows a straight route with gentler slope, but the bridge must leap across the canyon near the mountain peak. The other uses a lower bridge, but runs on steeper slopes and many more long tunnels. Clearly, engineers opted for the 625-meter challenge. But this is a V-shaped valley. The straight line distance at this height shall exceed 1,400 meters. This is clearly too much for even the rigid frame bridge with the world's highest pier. Arch bridge with the longest possible span can only manage this much. Even the longest cable-stayed bridge fails the test. Therefore, to build a bridge here, the only feasible solution is to use a suspension bridge, which has an extraordinary span. However, this requires a bridge that would be the highest in the world, and also boasts the longest span among all known mountain bridges. How do we even start? Easy breezy, only 3 steps needed. Start with building 2 sturdy pylons. Then pull up 2 main cables and secure them firmly. Finally, dangle a sufficiently robust girder with suspension cables. Congratulations, you now have a suspension bridge. Well, there is more to it than that. To ensure the 262-meter pylons stand firmly on the mountaintop, we need to not only find a structurally stable mountain, but also insert 24 giant concrete pile foundations deep into the strata. How deep? 68 meters at the deepest. Enough to bury a 20-story building. Above ground, the pylons are split into more than 40 segments and built incrementally. This pylon builder employs a hydraulic elevator to cast concrete on successive segments, rapidly building the pylon upwards by 0.8 meter per day on average. This gigantic concrete block is also being cast alongside the pylons. How big is it? It is about this big. Weighing almost 400,000 tons, this concrete block single-handedly stabilizes the 2 main cables, which in turn carry the weight of the entire girder. This is a gravity anchorage. On the other side, there is no space to fit any giant anchorage. Instead, the mountain itself is utilized to clamp the anchorage tightly within a pre-excavated tunnel. We call it a tunnel anchorage. With the pylons and anchorages ready, we can finally install the main cables. The 2 main cables may look feeble from afar, but how thick are they really? Almost 1 meter thick, wide enough for you to run on it. How can these heavy cables fly across more than 1,400 meters to the other side of the canyon? You can count on this drone. It will first escort a pilot rope from one end to the other across the canyon. Next, the pilot rope will help a thicker rope cross the canyon. And this thick rope will guide the even thicker ones. After many iterations, we can build a temporary construction platform mid-air between the pylons. This is known as a catwalk. With the catwalk in place, it is time to install the cable strand. Each strand contains 91 high-tensile steel wires, each with a diameter of 5.7 millimeters. The first strand is of paramount importance. Engineers must use multiple technologies, including ground total stations and beta satellite positioning, to ensure the installation error is under 2 millimeters. Only then can it serve as the positioning and tensioning reference of all strands. Once all the 217 cable strands are erected, a cable tightener will compress and bundle them into a main cable. After installing suspension cables on it, we are ready to hoist the main girder. But the main girder is way too heavy, weighing 95 times as much as China's largest transport aircraft, Y-20. It is impossible to hoist it in one go. The girder must be divided into 93 segments and successively lifted into position sideways from the center. Even then, each segment weighs more than 200 tons. It means this cable crane must lift a weight equivalent to almost all the blades of the world's largest wind turbine and withstand spontaneous gusts while performing girder closure. In your mind, how difficult is it to build the world's highest bridge? Engineers who built it would say, it wasn't too challenging at all. This is not a pretentious response. The confidence is backed by decades of experience and succession. In a sense, it took for more than 4 years to build the highest bridge in the world. When did this all begin? Alternatively, it was 6 years ago, when the world's tallest concrete pylon was completed for the Huajiang Bridge. Could it be 9 years ago, when a Guizhou Really Highway's Huajiang Bridge began its reign over the world's highest bridge ranking until recently? Or was it 16 years ago, when the Huajiang Bridge first achieved kilometer span in the mountains in history? It could also be 24 years ago, when we built the world's highest bridge for the first time. Or even way back when the very first Beidou satellite was sent into orbit. Today, engineers are experimenting many new technologies on the Huajiang Canyon Bridge, including smart chips and cooling pipes for anchorage temperature control, Doppler wind lidars that constantly measures wind speed and direction, and smart cable crane system that maintains millimeter level precision. These are all groundbreaking technologies, and without a doubt, there are more to come. As major projects like this continue to pop up, the land of chasms is gradually being redefined as the land of sceneries. By design, this bridge offers much more than just travel convenience. Apart from reducing the travel time across the canyon from 2 hours to 2 minutes, it is also a major tourist destination. Across Guizhou, the 30,000 bridges of all sizes not only weave a highway network, but also a web of exquisite sceneries. One day, visitors will learn that the old saying of "no 3 feet of flat land" has become the most inaccurate description of Guizhou, because it now has a flat plain made of highways. For the local people, the world outside is no longer unreachable, and they can return home whenever they want. Despite being blocked by millions of rugged hills, there will be millions of ways out. The Huajiang Canyon Bridge service area was opened to public on the same day the bridge was commissioned. It was given an ethereal name, Cloud Passage. A bridge soaring through the clouds traverses mountains as plains and chasms as footpaths. This is the purpose of the world's highest bridge, as well as the 30,000 bridges in Guizhou and the 1 million bridges all over China.